Hey everybody, it's Dr. Joe and Remy, and today we're going to show you the top 10 low back exercises. So let's get started. Disclaimer alert, disclaimer alert. So some people ask me, how many should I do of each exercise? Well, it really depends on if you have an injury or if you're just looking to strengthen in general. I always recommend just trying 10 of each and see how you feel. But if you have a specific injury, make sure and talk to your doctor or physical therapist about how many you should do first. Number 1, pelvic tilt. So again, you'll see the pelvic tilt in a lot of different places. It's really a great way to kind of exercise everything, your low back, your hips, even your knees a little bit, because all that's connected. So it's a good one to start off with. For a supine pelvic tilt, lie down on the ground with your legs propped up, feet flat on the ground, and imagine that you're trying to squish your hand if it was underneath you. So push down, rotate the hips, and come back up. Number 2, bridging. Bridging is a great exercise not only for your lower back, but your hamstrings and your glute maximus. It's just a good general exercise to get everything nice and strong. For bridging, bring both knees up and put your feet flat on the ground. You can put your arms by your side and then lift your bottom up off the ground, just to about level. So you don't want to arch your back and you don't want it sagging. Just bring it up level and then slowly come back down. Number 3, the dead bug. So the dead bug is a really great strengthening exercise for your lower back. Make sure you're doing it correctly. You want to be in a pelvic tilt while you're doing it. So if you don't feel like you can hold that tilt, you might not quite be ready for this exercise. For the dead bug exercise, put your back into a pelvic tilt. Flatten it down, then lift one arm and the opposite leg just a little bit. Keep your back flat on the ground. Number 4, a modified plank. Plank is great to strengthen your core and your trunk area. If you are past the modified, you can do a regular plank, but you probably want to start off with a modified plank. Make sure you're squeezing in those glute muscles and staying in a fairly straight line. You don't want your booty going up and you don't want it sagging down. For modified plank, start in all fours on your knees and then come down onto your elbows, trying to straighten out your body as much as you can. Squeeze your buttocks in. Number 5, modified side plank. So just like the plank, you want to make sure you stay in a straight line. If you're past the modified, you can do a full side plank, but you probably want to start off with that modified. For a modified side plank, bend your knees and come up on your knees and your elbow into a straight line. Number 6, bird dog. So again, we're going with some dogs, so of course it's one of my favorites. This is when you kind of get on all fours. Make sure you're using your core to keep your back straight. It can be tough to start off with, so if you don't feel like you can hold that tilt and keep that neutral position in your back, you might not quite be ready for this one either. For quadruped, opposite arm, opposite leg, get on all fours and try and keep your back straight, so not sagging down and not arching up, nice and flat. Then lift your opposite arm and leg. Number 7, prone leg extension. On your stomach when you're lying down, you might not be able to lift your leg very high, but you don't have to as long as you keep it fairly straight. This is great to strengthen your glutes, your hamstrings, and your low back in general. For prone hip extension, lie on your stomach and then pull your toes up towards you to help lock out your knee. You don't have to lift very high, but try and keep your knee locked out the whole time. Number 8, prone swimmer. When you're lying on your stomach, you're going to lift your arm and your opposite leg. If this is painful at all, make sure you hold off on it, because if you don't quite know what's going on with your back, there are some injuries where you shouldn't do this one. For the prone swimmer exercise, you're going to lie on your stomach with your arms straight out in front of you, and then lift your opposite arm and opposite leg. Number 9, Swiss ball pelvic tilts. The Swiss ball is one of my favorites in strengthening the back and the core in general. If you don't have one, you can do it in a chair, but it's a lot better if you do it on a Swiss ball. For anterior posterior pelvic tilts, you're going to bring your hips forwards and then backwards, but you want your upper body to stay nice and vertical. So it's not leaning, but you're just doing the movements at your hips. Number 10, Swiss ball hip flexion. Again, you can do these in a chair and it'll still strengthen your back, but if you do it on a Swiss ball, it's going to be a lot harder because you have to work your core a little bit more, and it's going to give you a lot more strengthening. For hip flexion, try and keep your upper body nice and vertical. Don't crunch down while you're lifting up. You want to bring your knees straight upwards and go nice and slow and controlled. So there you have it. Those were your top 10 low back exercises. If you'd like to help support my channel, make sure and click on the link up there. And don't forget to subscribe by clicking down there. And remember, be safe, have fun, and I hope you feel better soon.